Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into the steamy, suspenseful world of Body Heat, a sultry 1981 neo-noir that redefined film noir for a new generation. We'll break down the plot, explore the twisted characters, and uncover how desire and deception drive this unforgettable thriller. Let's get into it. During an oppressively hot summer in South Florida, Ned Racine, a small-town lawyer with a reputation for laziness and moral ambiguity, lives a mediocre and directionless life. Known more for his womanizing and shady legal dealings than any real talent, Ned seems doomed to mediocrity. That is, until he meets Maddie Walker, a stunning and mysterious woman who instantly captivates him. Maddie, married to the wealthy and frequently absent businessman Edmund Walker, seems like a fantasy come to life, sultry, clever, and dangerously irresistible. Their attraction is immediate and intense, and despite the clear risk, Ned throws caution aside and begins a passionate affair with her. The two try to keep their romance under wraps, but their chemistry is too volatile to contain. As their physical and emotional entanglement deepens, Maddie reveals her dissatisfaction with Edmund and her fear of losing everything in a divorce due to an ironclad prenuptial agreement. She hints at a desire to be free of Edmund, not just legally, but permanently. Ned, increasingly consumed by desire and greed, begins entertaining the idea of murder. Their conversations, once flirtatious, shift into darker territory, as Maddie plants the seeds of a deadly plan. Ned turns to an old client, Teddy Lewis, a small-time criminal with a knowledge of explosives, and starts crafting what he believes will be the perfect murder. He even goes as far as creating an alibi by checking into a hotel in Miami, only to sneak back in the dead of night. He kills Edmund, then stages his death as an accident by moving the body to an abandoned property Edmund owns and setting an incendiary device to burn the evidence. The heat of the summer is matched only by the rising tension in Ned's life. But the cracks in the plan appear almost immediately. Edmund's lawyer contacts Ned about a new will, one that supposedly Ned drafted and which names Maddie as the sole beneficiary. The problem is, Ned never wrote such a will, and the sole witness listed, Mary Ann Simpson, cannot be located. Even worse, the will is invalid due to a legal technicality, meaning Edmund's fortune will go entirely to Maddie regardless. When Ned confronts Maddie, she admits to forging the will, insisting it was for them, inspired by a case she once read about during a job at a Chicago law firm. Though Ned is disturbed, he once again allows himself to believe her declarations of love. Soon, suspicion grows around the case. Edmund's sister, Roz Kraft, pushes the police to investigate, while Edmund's young niece Heather recalls seeing Aunt Maddie with a man, though she fails to recognize Ned when brought in for questioning. Despite this lucky break, Ned's world starts to unravel. His friends, prosecutor Peter Lowenstein and detective Oscar Grace, begin suspecting him. They discover that Edmund's eyeglasses, something he never went without, were not in the burnt building, proving the body was moved. More damningly, phone records reveal that Ned's hotel room in Miami was repeatedly called with no answer, suggesting he wasn't really there. Teddy Lewis reveals that a woman had recently approached him asking how to rig a door to trigger a bomb, an eerie echo of Ned's own request. Then, an old acquaintance mentions that he once recommended Ned to a woman looking for legal representation, long before Ned ever met Maddie. That's when everything clicks into place. Maddie had orchestrated their meeting from the very beginning. Ned's paranoia peaks when Maddie calls him and claims her maid found Edmund's glasses and was attempting to blackmail her. She says she paid off the maid and that the glasses are now in the boathouse. Maddie asks Ned to go retrieve them. Driven by instinct and suspicion, Ned approaches the boathouse cautiously and peers through the window. He spots a wire running from the door, connected to a hidden bomb. Maddie arrives shortly after. He confronts her, weapon in hand, demanding answers. She admits to having set everything in motion, though she continues to claim she loves him. In one final, desperate attempt to test her sincerity, Ned tells her to enter the boathouse and get the glasses herself. Maddie hesitates, then walks toward the building. As she steps inside, the boathouse explodes in front of Ned and Oscar Grace, who have been tailing him to make an arrest. The police find a charred body inside, later identified via dental records as Maddie Walker. With both Edmund and Maddie dead and a suspicious chain of events pointing toward premeditated murder, Ned is arrested and imprisoned. But while in prison, he begins to piece together what really happened. The body in the boathouse wasn't Maddie's. It was Mary Ann Simpson's, the woman who had supposedly witnessed the forged will. The body in the boathouse wasn't Maddie's. It was Mary Ann Simpson's, the woman who had supposedly witnessed the forged will. The woman Ned knew as Maddie was never Maddie Walker at all. Her real name was Mary Ann Simpson, and she had stolen the identity of her old high school classmate Maddie Tyler to marry Edmund and access his fortune. Ned realizes that the real Maddie Tyler likely discovered the impersonation, was silenced, and her dental records used to fake Mary Ann's death. Desperate for confirmation, Ned tracks down an old yearbook. In it, he finds the photos of both Mary Ann Simpson and Maddie Tyler. The woman he thought was Maddie is, in fact, listed as Mary Ann, with the nickname the Vamp and the ambition to be rich and live in an exotic land. Everything makes sense at last. Ned had been carefully chosen and manipulated from the start, used as a pawn in a much larger and more brilliant scheme. In the film's final moments, Mary Ann Simpson is seen lounging on a tropical beach in some exotic paradise, completely free and fabulously wealthy, having committed the perfect crime. She seduced a man, manipulated him into murder, faked her death, and vanished with a fortune. Meanwhile, Ned rots in prison, trapped not just by the law, but by his own fatal desires. In the end, the heat wasn't just in the air, it was in every reckless decision, every stolen kiss, every whispered lie. And that's a wrap on this one. If you enjoyed the breakdown, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more movie deep dives, and let me know in the comments, what movie should we explain next? Until next time, keep watching, keep wondering, and stay curious about the stories behind the screen. See you in the next one.